Welcome to the Comic Capital. I'm your host Charles.
And I'm Casey.
And today we're doing a review of Injustice Year 1.
Please remember our podcast does contain spoilers. To avoid spoilers and to further enjoy this podcast, we recommend reading the issue first, and don't forget to support your local comic book stores. We're going to discuss what we like and dislike about the entire series of the first years of Injustice.
We hope you enjoy the content we are about to discuss.
We also have our social media links down in the description below.
Okay, so to kick it off, we're going to set the scene. Okay, so Gotham City.
Yes.
Batman is not in Gotham City. He's in Metropolis. Superman wakes up, finds out Lois is pregnant. They call it a fetus.
Yeah, she throws a book at him. Batman is named Godfather. I mean, a lot's thrown at us in book number 1. Yeah, I think, don't they tell what the reason is for Batman being there?
Sort of. Basically Superman just says, "Why are you here?" And he's like, "You know what, I'm here. I'm here the only reason I would be here."
Beating up people that can't defend themselves.
So essentially we're just talking about, like, Lois is pregnant, Batman's in Metropolis, Superman's being Superman. Lois gets put on a report to go check out some docks. I think that's what it was.
It was the shipping docks.
Oh, with Jimmy. Don't forget Jimmy.
Yeah. Jimmy and his camera.
And so Jimmy gets shot.
Yeah, point blank.
Yeah, so the Joker came back with the killing joke for real and really tried to just ruin somebody's day.
Mm-hmm.
I will tell you, my favorite line from that was him saying, "Ew, I have Jimmy on my shoe."
Yeah. Like, "Ooh, I got Jimmy on me."
Joker's kind of messed up. That's okay.
Sadistic in this comic.
Yeah.
More than usual.
Yeah, it's really just the Injustice style, and I think that's one of the things we should address right now, is the style of the comic. It's very,
dark?
Yeah, it's very dark, but it was preordained by the book, by the video game, so they just had to reinterpret it. And then on top of that, sometimes the art just doesn't look very well.
No, I think at one point there was Superman's eyes weren't even there.
Yeah, well, it's just, there's a lot to digest. But I digress. After that, it's what? Superman finds out Lois is missing. He goes to find her.
Yeah, and Batman puts out that priority call.
They think that, well, Superman knows that she's on a submarine, and he busts in there, only to be filled with toxic kryptonite gas.
I'm surprised the Joker killed Scarecrow on that one.
Are you though? The Joker was like,
yeah,
"Hey, let me see what you're cooking with over here."
I figured they would work together or something.
So not only is it poisonous kryptonite gas, it's also fear toxin.
Yeah.
That causes Superman to hallucinate, which leads him to believe that Lois is
Doomsday.
And Superman says, I think something along those lines of like, "Not today," and then
flings, just tosses her in space.
Yeah, I don't know. A lot happens really fast in this.
And she's got a timer for a bomb in her chest.
Oh yeah, we could talk about that for a second. The fact that Joker operated on her, attached a bomb trigger to her heart, so that when it stopped beating, it would trigger and blow up his nuclear warhead.
I'm starting to think Harley might have helped.
Yeah, but how much of a help? I mean,
I don't know. I didn't know Joker was a licensed surgeon.
Well, I don't think you really have to be a licensed surgeon at this point. He's just crazy enough to know.
Yeah, to use it as one way to torture people, I guess, would be a good reason to know it.
And then we jump from there to the warhead going off. Lois is dead. The fetus is dead. Metropolis is just destroyed.
Gone.
We come from there to, I think Superman is in destroyed Metropolis,
Right.
holding Lois's body. And I think it's Wonder Woman, right, that comes to him and she's like, you know, like, you can't stay here, basically.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's just, like I said, it moves pretty fast in the beginning.
Oh yeah.
And then we go from there to Superman's
Batman.
like, you know, well, it goes to Superman being like, where's the Joker? How do I get to him?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna kill him.
And while that's going on, we got Batman monologuing about it, talking to the Joker. In reality,
Well, that's his best friend.
instead of taking action, he's like, "Why'd you do it?"
Well, I mean, again, the Joker and Batman have a very deep /
Relationship.
weird relationship.
And Joker's basically explaining that it's fun. It was getting boring dealing with Batman.
We go there just to see Superman rushing towards the cell. He has a fight with Green Lantern, try to stop him.
Green Lantern gets his ring taken from him.
Yeah, nothing major happens. Long story short, Superman busts in, grabs him, pops him through the heart, he's dead.
It's like a Mortal Kombat finish.
Yeah, again, Injustice, you know.
Which I understand, since it was kind of made by people who made Mortal Kombat. Green Arrow and Harley are next on that. Nothing really interesting in that story, other than Harley making fun of his arrow cave, calling it something else.
Well, it's a time skip, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a time skip, and then Harley's she's getting arrested.
What was she getting arrested for? I don't remember.
I think they just found her because of everything that happened. They didn't exactly say.
I thought they had caught her doing something, though.
I don't remember anything being brought up. I could
Yeah.
be wrong.
Well, I mean, I don't think it was that important if neither one of us remember.
Yeah. But she's basically making fun of Green Arrow's arrow cave. She's like, you should just call it the Quiver.
Yeah, you mean the Quiver? I mean, I don't know. They have a good interaction. I think it's funny.
Yeah. She's got that. She got captive. She's into being held captive and all that. So she's making jokes about that.
Well, the only thing I majorly remember is her pulling out the fake mustache and trying to be happy and then just kind of breaking down crying because she's like, you know, I don't have anybody or whatever.
You don't have to have a reason to have a fake mustache.
Yeah. And then from there we jump into...
basically Superman being depressed and being emo is the way of putting it, I guess.
Is this where he has like the beard and Wonder Woman tells him like, you need to go shave? Or
Yeah,
something along
yeah.
that line?
Yeah, and they're sitting there arguing on the watchtower.
Do you know what that scene reminds me of?
What?
I don't know. Did you watch the original Justice League cartoon on Cartoon Network?
I got up to season 3.
Well, so there's a certain scene, I don't know when it is, but it's Superman waking up. Or maybe it was a Superman TV show, it's one of the two. But he's waking up, and he's like, oh, I need to shave. He has a 5 o'clock shadow. But of course, razors don't work on him because he's Superman. So how he shaves is he shoots his laser beams into the mirror to reflect it onto his skin to burn it off.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know, I never thought about Superman being able to shave, but I guess this makes sense.
And then near the end of that, he basically goes to the government and forces them to do a worldwide ceasefire.
Which does not bode over well because you can't just end war, because war is over many different things.
Yeah. Can't control the world.
You try. He sure tries.
Try. Yeah. If you're Superman, you can try, but I wouldn't attempt it being human.
Why not? Other people have tried.
I'm getting into that territory.
I'll get into this territory.
No.
That leads us to the whole, like, war trying to be stopped, Wonder Woman. One of the most boring parts of the book, in my opinion, is Wonder Woman trying to save
is it village?
It's somewhere, I think, in the Middle East, and she's trying to save these girls, and she's like, take up arms, sisters.
She basically takes the guns from the soldiers and goes, here you go. Now you can be in control.
And she says, now shoot them.
It's not solving anything, but more bloodshed.
Well, then she's confronted by war, and war's like, yes, you're just doing my bidding, you're making me stronger.
And then she goes on trying to tell him that no, he's wrong.
Well, the funny part to me is that he touches her, and she just basically cuts his hand off, and she's like, don't touch me again.
It's one way to stop it.
She essentially, quote-unquote, kills war, even though they say the gods can't die.
You go into Batman and Clark, or Superman, whatever you want to call them.
Mm-hmm.
They, in the Batcave, talking about their past few months.
Oh, it's where... Is it where Batman punches Superman?
Yeah, breaks his finger.
Yeah, fractures his fingers. And he's like, hey, you should probably get that checked out.
You don't punch the Man of Steel.
I mean, you can.
You can, but it's not going to end well.
I mean, you're probably right about that, but you can.
And after that, we have Batman and the U.S. government trying to distract Superman. And this is the Aquaman thing, right?
No. No, it's the world government sends out a fleet trying to fight some other country.
That's right. Yeah, it's the government trying to distract Superman.
Yeah, and he's like, they try to fight another country to distract Superman.
Right.
So that they can send Mirror Master and his squad in to try to... Let's talk about Mirror Master for a second. Mirror Master has the ability to take people and throw them into a mirror universe. That's it.
Yeah, not a really good power.
Plan. Send him and his goons in there, kidnap the Kents. Because if you can have his parents, you can have Superman under your thumb.
Maybe.
That's what they hope.
Not what happens. Wonder Woman threatens to break him off in between dimensions.
Well, what happens is, you know, they basically figure out who it is because who else has mirror powers? Duh. So they go and they shake down the rogue gallery?
It was, yeah, part of the rogues.
Yeah, they go to their bar or whatever, and they're like, "Where's Mirror Master?" They tell him.
One thing I wanted to talk about: why are they letting all these criminals organize in one place?
Well, I don't think it's that, like, I don't think it's they're letting them organize. I think they probably don't know where they are.
And they're in a bar out in public.
So?
You'd think people would know about that.
Well, they're not out in public. It's not like an openly available bar to anybody. But they go find Mirror Master, threaten to break him off halfway through dimensions. And they what? They get coordinates or something to a place?
Mm-hmm. The Salt Flats?
Yeah, that's where you get one of what I would say the iconic panels is of the Flash just running over the mirror-looking salt flats.
Beautiful art.
Probably the best art in the book.
It's not worth going over too much. You got Aquaman attacking fishermen.
Yeah, the whole Aquaman kind of side story kind of threw me off.
Yeah.
I
understand why they were using it and where they were going with it.
Well, let's settle with me right now. Do you like Aquaman as a superhero?
I didn't even really know who he was until I was like 13, so...
That wasn't the question I just asked you.
No, I don't really like him that much.
Yeah, it's like... I feel like he's continuously getting shoved in different books because they want to make him relevant. Mm-hmm. But the people are like, please stop putting him in front of us. Like, this toy's broken. I want a newer toy. Yeah,
no one wants a man who can talk to fish.
Oh, that was another good part, though, is whenever he talks to the whales, and they're like, save us.
And then we have Superman coming to intervene.
Not Superman, it was Wonder Woman.
Oh, yeah, Wonder Woman came first.
Because, Wonder Woman was trying to talk diplomats with Aquaman.
Right.
Ends up getting shot by some random foot soldier.
Right.
Aquaman's like, yo, who did that?
Mm-hmm.
And then Wonder Woman's like, I don't really care. I'm about to kill you all.
Yeah. She's got anger issues.
In this book, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I've read some Wonder Woman comics.
Right.
It seems like she's typically level-headed, but in this one, it's just like, oh, brother, she's just always angry. But, you know, that leads to the whole... She basically calls Superman. She's like, hey,
I need you here.
they don't want to negotiate with us. You need to show them a feat of strength. He's like, oh, you want me to show them a feat of strength? I'll show them a feat of strength.
But before that, they didn't he like grab Aquaman in that chokehold?
Yeah, but that's not the impressive part. The impressive part.
Yeah, no. The impressive part's whenever he takes Atlantis.
Yeah, and he moves to the Sahara Desert. And he's like, well, this is your home now. You could have had nice things, but you should have pushed my buttons.
When you threaten the world with giant fish, and you're gonna get it. And then after that, we've got the Flash, just trying to figure out life.
Oh, is it the Flash running on the road thing?
Yeah, in the not desert, but like the desert area.
It's not the desert, it's Australia.
It's Australia? Okay.
It is Australia.
I don't know why I was thinking it was the desert.
You know, tomato, right? That's another cool... you know what I'm realizing now in hindsight is the Flash had a lot of really cool moments in the book.
Yeah.
But I think it's because they left him a very neutral character. Like, he listens to Superman, but he doesn't know if he wants to listen to Superman.
Yeah, I mean, when you're a cop, he's basically a cop himself. And he's got, like, flashing thoughts.
No, I mean, it's a cool little sequence they have where he runs down the road and he's just using that time to think to himself and think, is this the road that I want to go down? Is this what I want to do? Do I agree with Superman?
Yeah, which any level-headed person would say no.
Did we skip past the protest?
No. The protest is later on.
No, yeah, I was just... It's all up here in my dome and I'm getting jumbled up. So what's up next on the agenda?
Next one was, basically, Superman's trying to deal with the villains, wanting to take care of matters in his own hand. And, Arkham. This part was interesting. We have, before they go, Batman, Nightwing, and Damian as Robin, which... I don't like Damian in this book.
Why? Because he's a child?
Not that he's a child, just the way he acts. He reminds me of Jason Todd.
Of a child.
It's
He reminds me of a child.
It's his attitude.
Because
And
he's a
his
child.
way of thinking.
I'm
Tomato,
telling
tomato.
you, it's because he's a child.
Basically, Damian's on Superman's side. And Batman and Nightwing are getting ready to leave in the Batjet or whatever.
The Batjet?
It's a Batjet. What do you call it?
Mm-hmm.
And they just leave Damian behind because he was arguing. We get Harley coming in to the prison with Green Arrow. And she splits off from the crowd because I think he told her to, like, stay in the car.
No, he is. No, he drops her off in the front, remember?
Yeah.
He's like, prepare another cell for her, because I just caught her.
And she just goes in and knocks out the guard, letting out all the other criminals.
I remember this specifically now that we're talking about it, because this is when her fake mustache comes out and she uses it as a lockpick.
Yeah.
And she tells the guard, like... she tells the guard, she's like, Kenneth, how are the kids doing? And he's like, they're good. How many times have I knocked you out? 4. She's like, well, make it 5.
And while that's going on, the heroes are in the cells, or the holding area, fighting the villains, and she let them out. And we got one scene where Grundy grabs Damian. We have Nightwing
I wasn't expecting Solomon Grundy to pop out, to be honest.
No.
I feel like this is where I should say I haven't played the Injustice games, so I don't know who all's in it.
Yeah.
But I don't know if Solomon Grundy's in it.
No, he is.
Oh, okay, well, we'll see. Is
See,
the Riddler in it?
No. I'm not even, well, no, not in the game. But Superman cutting his arm off is pretty cool.
Well, I think Superman blowing a hole through him was cool. And he's like, yeah, good luck getting up from that. He goes, oh, he will.
Damian goes all ballistic, beating on, I think he was beating Victor Zsasz.
I think so. Because I remember Zsasz was there, and so was Calendar Man. And Calendar Man had a thing for Wonder Woman, and he's like, you don't remember this day. This is the day you caught me. He says, nobody ever remembers me.
I don't ever remember Calendar Man.
Well, I mean...
Not a very memorable hero, a villain.
A hero? Calendar Man?
No.
The hero?
It'd be interesting.
But I mean, this is all just a big build-up for the main thing that happens, which is Damian basically getting mad, throwing one of his, what do you call it, like a tonfa, I guess, or a baton.
Screamer.
A baton, throwing it at Nightwing. And hitting him in the back of the head, Nightwing falls magically on a rock and breaks his neck and dies.
Conveniently placed rock, sorry.
Which, it's like, come on, man. You could have picked so many ways to take Nightwing out, and this is what you chose.
Superman could have accidentally lasered a mirror or something.
Okay, I think that would have been worse, actually. I mean, you could have done something where, like, I don't know, Clayface kills him or something.
Yeah.
Or maybe Grundy killed him with collateral damage. But no, it's just he fell on a rock.
I just want to ask why they don't have Grundy held in like a cement brick or something.
Well, that was basically what they had. They had him like deep down underneath Arkham.
Right. But they didn't have him like encased in cement.
Well, yeah, but I'm pretty sure he has super strength. Just break out of cement. Because I don't know if you remember, but they said they had power dampeners down there to make him.
We have Batman starting to grieve and.
Oh yeah, he carries him out of Arkham like a child.
Like a little baby.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Batman does cry in that scene too. I remember.
Yeah, he drops a tear.
Oh, it's not one tear.
And then that leads up to like I think it was about 2 or 3 weeks later. It's the civilians are killing criminals, taking justice in their own hands.
Yeah, it all leads to a big upbringing where people are like, well, if Superman can kill, why can't we just kill them?
Yeah, it's good if the Man of Steel's doing it, so why can't we?
Yeah, it's okay. If Superman were to jump off a bridge, wouldn't you?
I wouldn't.
Why not?
I want to live.
You can live.
Living's fun. If it's a bridge over a lake, maybe. It just depends how high. I'm not one for heights, man.
You think I am? Gravity is my natural enemy.
Oh. I trip over my own feet, dude.
So, the citizens are basically revolting against criminals. They're trying to make their own justice now. And then that leads to the protests, right?
Pretty much, yeah. There's not much in between other than Batman making plans.
Yeah, but Batman's always planning.
Before any of that, we got a Catwoman. She goes and comforts Bruce, tell him that he can cry in her hand.
Man, don't even start on Catwoman. That's a waste of time. That's another low point in the comic. Was him.
I don't understand.
They're trying to use Catwoman as a consoling factor for Batman, but Batman's like, I don't really need to talk to you about this right now. Just let me have my moment.
Yeah.
Let me get revenge for my son.
I think they're trying to use her as like a peacekeeper in between Batman and Superman for a little bit.
Well, that didn't work out very well.
I know Superman was the one that went to her to tell her about Nightwing.
Yeah. Like I said, that didn't work out very well.
That leads up to this point. It was they found a survivor in Metropolis.
Well, they didn't find one. They got a radio signal.
Yeah, they got the radio signal, and then they end up finding.
And Superman runs down, finds a big lead vault, and lo and behold, who's inside of it other than the worst Superman villain, Lex.
Which in this comic they're claiming he's a friend.
Well, I mean, so I guess this is where we had to talk about something. How much of DC have you read?
I'm just now getting into it, like really into it, so not much.
Because I know that there have been some comics in the past where they try to portray Superman and Lex as kind of a frenemies.
Yeah, they did go to school together, didn't they?
Again, depends on which comic you're reading. So. But again, I think Lex is just kind of a whatever villain. He does what he needs to do, I guess. His main part here is he's just trying to play devil's advocate and get crime, I guess, to leave.
Which is probably the smartest idea, being human.
Sure.
I did air quotes. No one can see that.
So where do we go to after this?
After that, it's not important, but Darkseid's sending his son to fight Superman.
What's his son's name? Apocalypse?
Yeah, I believe so.
Or am I thinking about Marvel right now?
No.
No, Apocalypse is the name of his city.
Yeah, Apocalypse is the city.
Huh, I'm not too worried about it.
Nah, it is just basically a fight and Superman beats him.
Yeah, doesn't he kill him?
No, he pretty much gets him near death, and then aliens start to invade after he lets him go.
Yeah, because that's where Superman goes crazy, right? And like destroys all the aliens.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, that was a pretty cool scene in and of itself. Just seeing Superman eradicate all the aliens.
Yeah. And then civilians were helping. I think some civilians ended up dying.
Probably not.
And that leads us up to the rebels.
The rebels?
Yeah, Batman and the rebels.
What about the rebels?
They're forced to fight each other while the alien invasion was going on or something. Not forced, but like they were trying to keep from fighting each other, I guess.
Oh no, they were fighting alongside each other, like the Superman group and the Batman group. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just fighting alongside each other. At that point, they weren't like enemies. They were just
leading up to Superman and the Flash on the Watchtower, where that goes to.
Yeah, the whole super
chess game,
brain chess.
I'm just surprised. Flash learned it in under a minute, and then nothing important. Martian Manhunter comes in to fight Wonder Woman and Superman.
Well, so we kind of skipped over a part.
What did we miss?
Hawkgirl.
Oh yeah, Hawkgirl was kidnapped. Yeah, Hawkgirl was kidnapped for a while. Martian Manhunter.
Supposedly kidnapped.
Yeah.
So the whole scheme was they basically kidnapped Hawkgirl and then sent back, I think after they said 2 weeks, they sent back Martian Manhunter as Hawkgirl. And then he was playing a double spy, relaying information back to Batman.
And then it comes to the murder.
Yes. Because Damian goes back to the Batcave to confront Batman.
Yeah.
Hawkgirl follows him through the teleporter. Then that's when Damian realizes, oh, you're not Hawkgirl. You know, you're John Jones. You're the Martian Manhunter.
Right.
And they basically get into a tussle, and you know, they end up fighting Superman. Manhunter ends up trying to kill Wonder Woman by going inside of her, and so Superman says, you know what, heat vision, full blast.
Martian Manhunter weak to fire.
Well, Martian Manhunter dies.
I just didn't want him, I didn't expect them to kill him off.
Yeah, I don't know how I felt about them killing him off. I was like, this is kind of weird.
And I believe we did skip over the protest.
We did. But I mean, in hindsight, the protest didn't really add a whole lot, though. Like, the only major thing the protest did is it gave the Flash a little bit of a push towards Batman's side. After Superman kills the kid, and Batman kind of points the Flash over to
where the kid was living.
Yeah, where the kid was living, and there was a poster that the Flash had signed for the kid saying, like, anyone can be a hero.
Right. And then, next section wasn't that important, it was just a flashback. Superman helping that kid with the bike, because the kid had crashed.
Yeah, he broke his bike. I mean, it was a cute little side story to try to show, like, oh, Superman was a good guy. He was.
I mean, it was funny when he broke the kid's tire, trying to bend it back, and he ended up stretching it.
Well, I just thought it was funny how he flew away, and the kid's like, Mom, Superman brought me home. And she's like, come on, you gotta go better light than that. And then you just hear a knock at the door, and it's Superman.
Yeah. She's like, she said something about zombies, like his last excuse was zombies.
She said that his last excuse was that a zombie shark ate.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Ate his homework or something?
Oh, okay, not his homework, it's not a dog. I mean, basically, the last part of the book is very fast and very simple. It's they find out what Lex has been working on is a superhuman pill to make people superpowered.
Yep, it's temporary.
But Batman basically says, like, we need to get this pill because this is the only thing we could use to fight on people around with Superman.
Yeah.
And now it's the time to get it. We gotta go. And so he takes himself, Black Canary, Green Arrow, and Captain Atom?
Yes.
Yeah, so they all go to Superman's Fortress of Solitude.
And his parents are in there.
Well, and they do something to distract him. I don't remember what they did.
They, I don't remember what it was. I think it was another government thing.
I think you're right. I don't know. But anyway, they arrive, Catwoman's with them because she picks the lock, because it's a huge lock, and she's like, this is easy.
Yeah.
They pick the lock, and who is it that opens the door? Mr. and Mrs. Kent. And they're like, you boys shouldn't be here.
Yeah. It's not a good time to be over.
Clark's grounded right now. Can you come back a different time?
And then, basically, Superman ignores the situation, going to the president.
Well, Superman realizes, like, oh, the president wouldn't just do this. This is to get me distracted from something. And he figures out really fast what he's getting distracted of.
Yeah.
And then he basically busts through a wall that separates Green Arrow from the rest of the group.
Yep.
And then Green Arrow is just stuck there, trying to fight Superman.
Yes, Green Arrow and Superman. Basically, one of the saddest deaths in the book for me. Superman lasers through his face.
No, he doesn't. He literally beats the mess out of him. He's like, yeah, because in the comic, Superman starts waylaying into him, and it shows the panel slowly getting blacker and blacker as he loses consciousness. But you missed the most important part.
What?
The fact that Green Arrow shot Superman, and his arrow deflected into Superman's dad.
Yeah, that was pretty dumb.
And then Superman's like, look what you did. He's like, I didn't do this, you did this.
Seriously did.
But it leads us to Green Arrow basically taking one of the superhuman pills, shooting it out of a hole in the wall that Superman came through.
And Black Canary got it.
Getting it to Batman and Black Canary and all of them. But they basically know that it means he's dead. And it ends with, like, the Kents. I don't remember if both of them took it or if it was only the mom. But I think they both took the superhuman pill and they're like, you need to stop them. And I think that's the end?
Yeah. That's the end of year 1.
Yeah, and it's just like...
So we lost some heroes.
Overall, it's a pretty good story. It's just very splotchy in some places, and the pacing is weird. And, like I said, the art could be hit or miss in some spots.
Yeah.
If you like the games, I would recommend reading it. It's not a super long read. It's a pretty good entry point for comics.
The panels are pretty short.
Pages are laid out in a way where you can read the whole page in like maybe 10 seconds.
Right. I think I finished reading the whole year 1 like 3 hours total.
And like I said, it's a good entry point for people. And if you like the Injustice games, it is good to read. It kind of leads up to the games.
Yeah.
But I mean, other than that, if I had to give it a score, I'd give it like an honest 2 out of 5, 2.5 out of 5.
Really?
It's not my cup of tea. Out of everything I've read, it's not that great.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it is the first year too.
That means it's only going to go downhill from here.
Yeah. It's gotta be better.
So what would you rate it?
I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 5.
You can't say anything that's barely better than mine.
It's not deserving of a 4, but it's definitely more than 2 to me.
Well, with all of that being said, this is the end of our first episode. We hope you all enjoyed. We hope you all have a good day.
And please remember to subscribe.
And please support your local comic shops and the comic industry. We love their stories and wish them to continue doing more.
Hope y'all have a good day.
Bye.
Bye.